Hey, welcome back to the January house. This is Mike. In today's video, I will show you a few things that are shipping out of the store today, and I'll also show you an item that I won on an online auction. So let's jump into it. First up is this World of Warcraft. This is a beginner's guide for the PC game. I found this in a storage locker. There was actually two of them in there. I don't know why there was two, but there was two of these Warcraft beginner's guide, and I sold this for $5 plus shipping. All right, next is a Cadet brush cutter kit. And if you're not familiar, Cadet is like a lawnmower brand. They make riding lawnmowers, I think. But I found this in an estate sale, and the reason I picked it up was because, one, it's brand new. It was never used. So basically, this takes your trimmer. You can use these parts to adapt your trimmer, your weed whacker, into a brush cutter. And I just saw, I was holding it, I paid $10 for it at an estate sale. So I got to take this price tag off before I ship it out. But paid $10 and I sold it for $59.95 plus shipping. All right, next is an item that I already have packed up. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vintage fitted twin sheet. And I got this in a storage locker, and there was actually two pillowcases with it, and I separated the pillowcases out and sold those separately, and then I had this fitted twin sheet, and for a long time I thought I made a mistake and I should have sold it all together, but this finally sold for $12.99 plus shipping. All right, next is a lot of two Peter Frampton 8-track tapes. Yes, actual 8-track tapes. And you can see there. I got these in a storage locker. There was a number of them. I actually sold one right away. It was a Pink Floyd The Wall 8-track, so that sold right away. The hardest part about selling these was testing them to make sure they worked, because I had to find somebody that had an 8-track player, and it took me a little bit of time. I don't know if you have an 8-track player, but I don't, and I didn't really know too many people that did. But I found a guy. But we had to like hook it up to his radio with this crazy adapter, but then we couldn't hear it through the radio. We had to put like headphones on to listen to this 8-track. Anyway, it was a mess, but we tested them, they work, and we ended up selling these two together for $5 plus shipping. Next is a lot of 3 vintage Shamokin, Pennsylvania, with the Glen Burn coal mine postcards. There's some coal in the train car getting ready to go out. And then here's one, a picture of the mine itself. And I sold this to a repeat customer. He usually buys a few of these postcards every other month or so. And we sold these for $23 with free shipping. All right, and then finally is this vintage Firestone socket. It's just one single socket, 15/16. And it always makes me laugh when I sell one of these items, and I'll tell you a quick story about it. Is that there's a local company here that, you know, before the state shut down, they have an estate sale, usually one every week. And I was at this particular estate sale, and I had these sockets. It was a box of different sockets. There was Firestone and some other brands and different sizes in a box. And then I found these little figures from, I don't know, it said made in Italy. I think they were like Christmassy. Anyway, it was $8 for the sockets and $3 for these figures. And I went to check out and I had a $10 bill. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, we just take 10 for this? It was $11 and I offered 10. So big negotiator there I was. But he looked at me and goes, no, I can't. And at first I thought he was messing with me, you know, because there's a bunch of people around. And I looked at him and I said, you're really not going to sell this to me for $10? And then he said, well, I can't because the homeowner's trying to get the most value for it and all this and that. And I was just like, okay. And I gave him $1 to make 11, and I left. It just always makes me laugh that he wouldn't give me a $1 break on an $11 sale. He wouldn't sell it to me for $10. And every time I make money on these sockets or those figures, it just makes me laugh. Sold this socket for $7.50 with free shipping. So I also won an online auction from Global Voodoo of these vintage Star Wars figures. I paid $50, and I just love selling toys like this. Vintage Star Wars stuff sells really well, you know. if you've watched my channel, you've seen me sell the vintage G.I. Joe stuff. So I think I'll do all right with these vintage Star Wars figures, and I'll show you a few of them. Here's one like Lando Calrissian. This is an interesting one. This is Hammerhead, and I think some of these look at his head. I think some of these more unique figures will sell for some good money. Here's Luke. This is Boba Fett. Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's missing a lightsaber piece in that hole there in his hand. But you know me, I sell broken things, so that's not a problem. Princess Leia in a disguise. An Ewok. Here's a good one, but he's missing some stickers, so it kind of looks like R2-D2 a little bit, but this is like R4-D5, something like that. It's a different one of those little droids, but he's missing his sticker here. It's kind of ripped off. Luke as a X-Wing pilot, and there's a couple more. This is one of those stormtrooper speeder guys from the forest. And then two, I don't readily recall their names off the top of my head. This is like Fortuna, BB Fortuna, I think. Yeah, I don't readily know this guy's name. So $50 for 13 figures. Thought was a pretty good deal. Vintage Star Wars. I'll keep you guys updated as to what I sell and how much I sell them for in some future videos. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great videos. Thanks.